After a heated argument and while pregnant with Jason's daughter, Katera kicked him out for the night so they could cool off. But what she found out after she let him back in made her so angry that she punched him in the face, fracturing his eye socket. Not only did he hook up with the random woman, but then he came home and had sex with Katera the next day. Watch this. How hard do you have to punch somebody to fracture their orbital bone?
Pretty darn hard.
I was gonna say so.
I think I had the power of my baby inside of me. No, being pregnant is very hard. You're very hormonal.
Yeah.
I think I punched him with all my might.
What happened?
He cheated. He went and we got into this argument. He left for the night, and in less than 24 hours, he was having sex with somebody else. Unprotected sex with somebody else. I'm pregnant. He comes back home the night, has sex with me, unprotected, while I'm having his child inside of my belly.
How do you know he had unprotected sex with somebody else?
I had a conversation with a girl.
Oh, she told you?
That's how I found out.
She says to you, yeah, I did him.
Yes.
Why would she tell you that?
She's a bitch.
Oh, so she was telling you like, hey, I did him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was proud.
Yeah.
She was proud.
And so not only does he cheat on you, he could put your health at risk.
And my baby's,
Yeah.
unborn baby's
Right.
health at risk, because something happens to me, I give birth to the baby, it's going to happen to the
He
baby.
should have said, hey, by the way, before we have sex, I got something to tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, how was the relationship before that night that he left?
We've had rocky moments, but before that argument, the relationship was good. The relationship was okay. I've always had suspicions of him cheating on me because he did start it off cheating on me.
You started the relationship off with him cheating on you?
He started it off, yeah.
I'm
He
saying,
cheated on me.
when you first started dating?
Yes.
And you stayed with him?
Yes.
And now he's cheating on you again. You bust up his face, and now you're back with him again.
Less than 24 hours.
No, but I'm saying, are you with him now?
No.
Oh.
He's got kicked out of my house.
Right. He's you know, whining and crying that he's living in a motel or hotel or whatever.
Bad.
Shelter.
Shouldn't have cheated.
Yeah. You went to jail, right?
Yeah. So to add insult to injury, he put me in jail that night.
Did he called the police?
He called the police on me.
And he said, hey, she punched me. And they
made a report.
And they put handcuffs on you.
They took me to jail pregnant.
Pregnant. How long were you in jail for?
I was in jail for about 6 hours.
Yeah. So you get locked up, you get out, and you decide to work things out?
Yeah.
But then what happened that he's not living with you?
Well, I was in the process last month of moving into my new apartment, and I have a very strict landlord now. Our arguments get very hectic. We're
And he
very
said,
loud.
hey, either he goes or you go.
Exactly.
I'm told you watch my show every night.
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's nice.
my nights consist of, I watch it with him.
Oh, he watches the show too?
Yeah, we like to.
And you guys watch my show and you still fight?
That's the thing, Steve. So that's why we're here. We've threatened each other so many times with Steve. I said, if you pass a lie detector test, maybe we can work things out. I was waiting for you to yell at him.
Well, I mean, really, I should be yelling at you. I mean, you know, punch him in the face. Does he think you're cheating?
I don't think so. I don't see why he would.
Do you cheat?
No.
Do you feel bad that he's in the homeless shelter?
Absolutely do not. I do not. It's the price to pay when you're being a cheater.
What, again, you know, he cheated in the beginning, he cheated again. Is this somebody that you see that you could be long-term with?
I don't know yet.
Do you love him?
I do.
Why?
He's the father of my daughter.
Oh,
He's
please.
a great dad.
Any guy could have got you pregnant.
That's true, and two did, but and two did.
Right, so I'm saying, you know, sex and love are two different things, right?
Yes.
What do you love about him?
I love how he is when he's not out lusting over other women.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big problem that we do have. He lusts over other women. He's constantly
He's younger than you, I see.
He's 4 years old younger.
Yeah. So, okay, but he's a good dad?
He is a great dad.
He's a great dad.
He's a great
And
dad.
how is he with the other 2 kids?
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yes.
That's
my,
good.
My kids consider him
They all
dad.
love him.
We've been together long enough.
Well, okay, so that's a reason why maybe you want this to work out.
Yes, I do.
All right, let's meet Jason.
First of all, I just want to tell you everything that you feel is perfectly okay. I take full responsibility for making you feel the way you have felt the
You're
last
a
4
liar,
years.
Jason.
No, it's
You're
the
a
truth.
liar. I'm not fat and ugly, but you call me fat and ugly.
And you're okay to
And you're
feel that way.
okay
No,
with sleeping with
listen,
other
listen.
women.
No, it's not okay.
And sleeping with
I
me right
think that-
after?
I think that as a
Do you
man,
call
While
her,
I'm pregnant?
Do you call her fat and
I
ugly?
have said that in the past. And
Oh my
listen,
God.
listen. As a man, like I was just listening.
Like, what the hell are you? She's giving you a baby, and you're calling her fat and
Listen,
ugly?
Listen. As
Right
a man,
after I
as-
had the baby.
as a
Right
man-
after I'm just
As a
giving
man, I
birth.
apologize. I'm wrong.
That has
I'm
nothing to
wrong.
do with age.
No, not at all. But you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to mature. I want to
Yeah.
I want to be in a better space with you. And everything
don't
you're
believe
feeling,
you.
everything you're
I don't
feeling
believe you.
is understandable.
I
And
don't
I
believe
apologize.
you.
Like I apologize for the beginning, the middle, and the end. I just want you to know I do not want this noose no more.
An apology is not enough, honestly. And if you don't pass this test, you're gonna go right back to that shelter.
And that's understandable.
She throws you out, right? Says, go cool off, and you sleep with another woman. So you weren't thinking, damn, I just got kicked out of my apartment. I feel bad. I want to be with her so bad. You said, I'm going to get somebody else to screw.
Young-minded.
While my girlfriend that I love is pregnant at home crying
it
over
was
you.
very wrong, and I'm
Where
not.
did you meet the other girl?
Facebook?
That night?
Yeah,
You did it that quick?
yeah.
Wow.
But this is my thing. I apologize. I don't want you to.
But then, I don't mean to cut you off. But then you had sex with her, right? And you had unprotected sex?
Unprotected.
Yeah, that was wrong. No,
I know. Listen, we're young guys. When it comes to sex, sometimes you do stupid things. I'm not going to get on your ass about that. But what I do think is a huge problem is you go back the very next day, you sleep with her while she's pregnant with your child. You can endanger her health and the baby's health. Why would you do that?
I wasn't thinking. I
Come
wasn't
on,
thinking
man.
clearly.
Do you ever think?
I do. I
No,
definitely
no.
do.
I can answer
I
that for him.
definitely
No.
do. But I do want to say, like I said, I just
But
want.
the little head's thinking a lot more than the big head, right?
100%.
Can I just want to say this. At the
When
end
did
of
you tell her that you had the unprotected
2 weeks
sex?
after.
After the other girl told her.
Yes.
No.
Yes, when I
No.
found out.
No.
You told me,
No,
right? You
you-
told me when
No.
she texted
No,
me
no,
back
no,
and she gave me the details and
No.
I confronted you
You
with the phone.
confronted me with fake lies that she told you, and you got the information
What
out
fake
of me.
lies? You did sleep with her.
No, I did.
I am
but
unprotected,
the
so
woman
she
ended up
didn't
lying.
lie.
So, like, after all of it, she was saying all these lies. Honestly, it's understandable
And
to
is
believe.
that when she gave you the Mike Tyson
Oh,
treatment?
yo, she hits like a bull. She hits like a bull.
And
Can I just want to say this. At the end of it all, like, being young-minded and seeing where my heart's at, I do not want this life without you. I want to sleep, wake up next to you and the kids. I
Are
want
you
to
sure
make
you
my
want to sleep and
breakfast.
wake up next to me?
Yes, I am sure.
Next to your fat, ugly girlfriend?
I love you.
Like,
I love you, and at the end of the day, all that stuff that I said to you was wrong, and it's not okay. I'm not sitting here justifying it. I made this.
Okay,
I made this
Jason.
call so we could show you that I'm willing
and I hope
to.
you pass.
That I'm willing
and
to.
I
move,
hope you pass.
Listen, I'm willing to move on from all of this because at the end of the day, you're the woman I see in the future, and as a man, I've made my mistakes. I've laid my bed, and I want to move forward.
Okay,
I
he
love
had
you.
to say. Let me have my say. If you don't pass this test, I'm through. I'm done. There's no more us. I don't care. And if you pass, there's no social media. There's nothing. We can share on social media. You're not gonna text. I'm gonna have the password to all of your accounts.
Listen.
I don't care.
Okay, that's fine.
You want
That's fine.
trust from me?
That's fine.
You have to
That's
earn
fine.
that
And
trust from me.
Listen, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And guess what? After all of these 4 years of the damage, I appreciate everything you have done, and I apologize as a man, as a father, and as a son. Like, that's not okay. And I just want you to understand that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing else to say.
Well, and hopefully you pass, right?
Yeah.
No issue.
No
Flying
issue.
colors.
Okay, so I just,
Yeah.
I want to go back to like when she punched you in the eye, right? Did you go down?
No, I stood up. Stood up like a champ.
Yeah, you stood up.
If you really want the full truth, when she hit me in my eye, the back of my tooth got knocked out. So I have a missing tooth. She hits hard.
So then what'd you do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
I ended up leaving the house. I called first. Told me to call the cops because I don't hit women. I never
Told him
laid my
to
hands
call
on
the
a woman.
cops on his pregnant
I did,
girlfriend.
I did call.
As a grown man, you can punch for your girlfriend, and you call.
Well, hey, listen, I didn't want to put my
Right, call the police.
Call the
And you
police
said,
and handle it.
Okay, I'm gonna have my
I'm gonna handle
pregnant
the
girlfriend
wrong.
locked up.
Wrong. It was wrong, but I didn't know how to deal with that, and I didn't want to hit a
You're
woman.
wrong for hitting them. I have to say that because
I am.
You know,
I am.
You know, you should never put your hands on each other. Never, ever, ever.
I know.
Do you think that she cheats on you?
No, not at all.
Let's find out. Katera, you're up first. And we asked you, while in a relationship with Jason, did you have sexual intercourse with any other men besides him? You answered no. While in a relationship with Jason, did you have sexual contact with any other men besides him? You answered no. The results came back the same to those two questions, and it came back that Katera told the truth.
Your turn. Your turn.
Ready?
Your turn.
I know what it is.
Yeah, your
Is
turn.
Jason gonna pass?
He's not gonna pass.
Yeah, do I need to bring Mike up here?
Yeah.
I mean, if you punch him, below the chest, okay?
All right, we'll try. I've got too much of an aim. I was trying to go for the other eye today.
Listen, before we read those results, I just want this to be known. After I pass this test, I want nothing but to move forward. I understand where this comes into play. I just want to move forward with you. I love you, and you're the love of my life.
We'll see.
Jason came here, he took a lie detector test, and we asked him, besides the one time when she was pregnant while in a relationship with Katera, did you have sexual intercourse with any other women besides her? He answered no. Besides the one time when she was pregnant while in a relationship with Katera, did you have sexual contact with any other woman besides her? He answered no. The results came back the same to each of those two questions, and it came back that Jason told the truth.
Can I give her a hug? Let me say this to you. Let me say this. At the end of the day, baby girl, I apologize for it all. And if I could go back in a time machine, I will take it back. I'm sorry that I caused you so much insecurity. As a man, I'm 26 years old, and I want to build. I want to be like you. Yo, Wilkos, I look up to you as a man, bro. The relationship you have with your wife.
Bro.
Where you, I'm sorry.
I'm a bro. It's
sorry,
okay.
but like, yeah, you're an idol to me. As men, I think that we don't have the right idols at young ages. I have come from like struggle. Like I've been struggling my whole life, and I just want this to be an understood point. I appreciate what you do with your wife. That's my goal. I want to be in the house, to have the car, and just this is the woman that it will never be another woman. I realize my mistake.
Do you know something? 28 years ago today is when I told my wife I was in love with her. But, so, I just want to tell you this. No relationship is smooth sailing all the time, right?
Yeah.
She's married to me, so, you know, it's like this.
Yeah.
But you stick by each other, you respect each other, and you do that. Like, people ask me all the time, what's the secret of, you know, a good marriage? It's being with the right person. I'll do anything for you. You'll do anything for me. I'm gonna go through my bad times. I need you to have my back. When you go through bad times, I'm gonna have your back, and nobody can come between us. You do that, you guys will be fine.
Thank you, Steve.
Good luck.
Thank you.
A little over 3 years ago, the most unimaginable thing a parent could endure happened to Sarah when her precious infant son suddenly and unexpectedly died. But Sarah not only had to grieve the untimely loss of her 4-month-old baby, she also had to deal with people online and in person calling her a baby killer. Sarah, tell me about the day that you got the phone call that your son had passed.
It was March 22nd of 2022, around 7 a.m. I had a family member call me, tell me that he's not breathing, and I'm thinking in my head, this is not true. And the family member couldn't spit out what was going on because the family member was crying so much. And eventually told me that he wasn't breathing. I need to come to university hospitals as soon as possible. And I told the family member I'm on my way, and I go take an Uber to university hospitals. And I go in there panicking, flipping out because I don't want this to be true. I'm begging God, don't let this be true. And they tell me I need to calm down. And I'm just like, I want to see my baby. And they eventually open the door. And he's just laying there with his eyes open. And I'm just thinking he's still alive because his eyes were open. And he had stickers all over them. And I found out that he wasn't no more. He was cold. I picked him up and I'm just crying. And I'm just there with them for a few hours, and they eventually tell me that they have to take him for an autopsy. And I didn't want to let him go, so they gave me a little bit more time. And eventually they came back, and they said it's time, and I just begged them to get him baptized before, he's gone. And they baptized them, and I had a family member with there too, and they were there to support me. We were just breaking down. We weren't ready to let him go yet. And eventually we did. And they took him for the autopsy, and I eventually went back home.
And what happened a few months later?
I find out I'm pregnant with my second child. And rumors start saying that I'm a baby killer, I don't deserve to be here, I deserve to go to hell, and I should just kill myself.
Why do people think that you're a baby killer?
My child's other side of the family is the one that started the rumors.
And why did they start the rumors?
They believe that I wasn't taking care of them properly because I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. I needed help. And they just twisted it around.
What are some of the comments that people have left about you?
People were calling me a baby killer, saying I deserve to go to hell, I should kill myself. They were questioning why I had another baby. And they're asking...
I'm just curious, are these people you know leaving these comments?
Some people I know, some people I don't know.
Right. I mean, I would think that a young girl who loses baby, most people would sympathize with, not say, hey, you killed your child. What was you said they did an autopsy. What was the cause of your son's death?
It was COVID, rhinovirus, and unsafe sleep, and another virus that I can't remember.
And how old was he when he passed away?
4 months.
4 months. So very young and had, COVID and a lot of other things. Did you make mistakes?
Yes.
What mistakes did you make?
I wasn't a perfect mother. I tried my hardest, but one day I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I gave my baby to a family member on top of...
But wouldn't that be doing the right thing? If you say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to give it to somebody who maybe has a little more experience?
In my heart, I know that was the right thing, but in other people's eyes, they don't think that was the right thing.
Do you believe your son died because of the viruses?
I'm not sure.
What do you think happened to your son?
I think that a family member's leaving out something that happened because of what I heard. So that's why
What did you hear?
I heard that his face was pushed into blankets, and that's how they found him.
That he was like sleeping with somebody?
Yeah.
All right, who's Taylor?
Taylor actually used to be one of my good friends. And I went to school with her. We were good until we eventually found out we were dating the same guy. And eventually I found out I was pregnant. And it just wasn't good after that.
Sir, I got to ask you a couple things before I bring Taylor out. Did you leave your baby with random people so you could party?
It wasn't a random person. It was from my child's other side of the family, somebody I trusted.
Okay.
And I wasn't going out and partying. All I did was go to the store to get groceries.
Okay. Did you tell her that you hoped her baby died?
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on. I mean,
Because first it started with her and her family wishing death upon my daughter when I was pregnant.
that what?
Wishing death upon my daughter when I was pregnant.
But, okay, and I know you guys are young, but you are a mother that lost a child, and you know the pain. You know the sadness. How could you wish that on anybody else?
It was just anger. I didn't mean it. I apologize for saying that. I was wrong for saying that. It's just, I couldn't deal with anything.
Okay. Now, you're not pregnant by the same guy, right?
No.
Okay. No, I know you had a baby, but I'm saying the guy that you both were fighting over, that guy has nothing to do with this now, right?
Right.
All right, well, let's meet Taylor.
I don't understand why you're sitting up here lying, acting like I told you that. I literally have a whole screenshot. Do you have a screenshot of me saying
I
that to you?
have multiple screenshots, and
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
say
Why didn't you put it
specifically
out
you.
there?
I said your family.
My family never said that. You threatened my family. You threatened to kill them with a gun. You told me that you knew where
I
my
did
family
not threaten
lived.
to kill nobody with a gun.
I have every single screenshot. And at the end of the
Okay,
show,
where
if
are the
anybody wants it, you want it? You
Where
want
are
it?
the screenshots?
I already have them. Why are you acting like? Why are you being a liar?
Where are
Okay,
they at?
I want to interject for a second. Why are you here?
I am here because I feel like that she neglected her child, and it was the cause of his death. Now, you sitting up here lying, I was feeling bad for you back there. I was crying for you, Sarah. I don't know. You just lied on my... Why would I say that? This is my first child, Sarah.
You believe that Sarah contributed to the baby's death?
Yes.
And why do you believe that?
Because she was neglecting him, not watching him, letting other people, random people...
Well, she said it's not random, that it was
Yeah, but that's
family
not what I
member.
was told, so
But did you see anything with your own eyes?
No, personally not, and I understand that part, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But do I believe she neglected that baby, which caused him to die? Yes.
Why?
Because the baby had COVID, rhinovirus, and this is from the autopsy.
I got COVID. Who's responsible for that?
Why didn't you take him to the hospital?
I mean,
It's
she
a newborn
didn't
baby.
purposely give the baby COVID.
No,
though, right?
I'm not saying that,
Yeah.
but letting other people watch your baby when it's so young is what I'm saying. That's how he caught all them viruses.
But how about the fact she says, she's admitting, I didn't know what to do.
Right, I get that.
I was 20 years old. I had a baby. I didn't know what I was doing, so I let somebody who
Right.
knew what who I thought knew what they were
Right.
doing, watch the baby.
Right.
Do you have any empathy for her?
I do. I feel really bad about this whole situation. I was just sitting there back there crying until she started lying. I don't like liars, and not once did I lie about anything. What I heard, not what I saw. I didn't know you
But
back
how could
then.
you go based off of something you heard? Like, you was
Because-
my friend.
No, we were not friends. You're sitting here saying we were friends, and that's another lie, Sarah. I was acquaintance that lived with you. I did not live at your house, and you did not live at mine. We had a friend that was equivalent to us that we lived around. That had nothing
What do you
to do
think
with
of
us.
Sarah as a person?
She's a bad person.
She's a bad person.
She's disrespectful, ignorant. She does anything she can to get under people's skin because she's miserable, so she tries everybody else to be miserable. That's why she said what she said to me. As she over here lying, talking about, somebody else said, nobody said that to you, Sarah. Why would I say that? Why would I say that when that happened to
your
you?
family. I
Make
didn't
that
say
make sense,
you.
Steve. Why would I say that?
I don't understand why people do a lot of things. Is there anything you'd like to say to her?
I don't really have any words to say. It's just the fact that she could believe everybody else instead of coming to me, asking me. It's just horrible.
Well, when somebody says that they hope my baby dies, why would I come and ask you anything? You don't have the right mind.
Do you think Sarah loved her baby?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Did you ever see her with her baby?
I never did, no. I did not know her at that time.
Yeah.
I did not.
Do you think she's hurting?
Yes.
What would you like to say to her about sending that text about her baby?
I apologize. That was wrong of me. I just had so much anger in me because I just lost the baby. Of course I'm not gonna be okay.
I don't believe it, but I do have sympathy for you, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, believe what you want.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Is there no trying to make things better? Okay. Someday you'll get there. Were you present when your son died? You answered no. Prior to speaking to the coroner, did you have direct knowledge of how your son died? You answered no. Are you withholding any firsthand information regarding the death of your son? You answered no. Did you have any involvement with the death of your son? You answered no. The results came back all the same, and it came back that Sarah told the truth.
I'm sorry that you were accused of that for so long. I still have my own opinions. I know you physically did not kill your baby, and I never said that. Okay, and I'm really sorry about what happened to you. I do feel bad for you, and good job. I'm happy you did not do that. I really am.
I'm sorry you had to endure that pain. I hope, you know, you said earlier you didn't know how to be a mom, but now you have 2 other children, right?
Yes.
Are you ready for that responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you are. You're looking forward to having your first child. We have 2 young women on the stage. You're going to be a mother. You are a mother. And everybody's going to watch this. And everybody in this audience right now, nobody's rooting against you.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Of course.
We're all rooting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we would like to see you. You're going to make mistakes, especially when you're young. You're going to make a bunch of stupid mistakes, be immature, say mean things. We all grow out of it. Not all of us. Most of us. And you get to a point in life where you think things are a little better in life, a little easier, right? When you get to be my age and my kids are grown up. But then you know what happens? Then you worry about where they're your age, my kids. They're your age now. And now I worry about that they're in, right? Like
Yeah.
going through. So it never ends once you become a parent. It's just different stages. You get them through the little years where all kind of bad stuff can happen, but then the adult bad stuff can happen. So it's never ending. But you have to put yourself in other people's shoes to understand, not be mean, care for each other, help each other, be parents. They say it takes a village to raise a child. It's so true. Can't do it all by yourself.
Right.
And I would just hope that there's young people out there watching. Try a little more kindness, a little less meanness, and a little more empathy for people that suffered a tragic loss. Thanks for coming on the show. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. It was very nice meeting you. Frida knew from the very first date that Keandre was the perfect man, but not for her best friend, Sydney. And thanks to Frida, Keandre and Sydney have been in a serious relationship for the past 6 months. However, Sydney hesitates to take the next step because she can't shake the feeling that Keandre and Frida's relationship didn't end on that first date. Watch this. Sydney, tell me how your best friend played matchmaker for you.
They got together during music stuff, and after the first date, she said she wasn't really feeling it, so they came to my house. When they came to my house, I was like, you know, he's cute and everything, but I didn't leave the situation that I was in yet, so we couldn't act on it. So I feel like because we couldn't act on it, she kept up whatever they had going on, but they never said anything like that. So after a year passed and I left my situation, we did like revisit things, and they were just real quiet about everything, you know? Like, it was too quiet. Like, it was a lot of things that I feel like they didn't mention that they should have mentioned, especially.
But she told you that they only went on one date, right?
Right.
But and then you start dating Keandre, right?
Exactly.
And how long you been with him now?
Seriously, since last August.
Okay. And how is the relationship between the two of you?
It's rocky, but for the most, when it's good, it's good.
But why is it rocky?
Because I don't know. I don't know if it's my own
Is it
trust
because
issues
of your feelings
or
about that there might have been something between Frida and Keandre?
that and other things.
women.
Yeah,
Other
basically.
women. Okay. How does he treat you?
He treats me great. Like, he's the perfect man. When
Except for the suspicions of being with other women.
Exactly.
Okay. Have you ever caught them messaging each other behind your back or anything?
They text all the time, and they always say it's music related, obviously. They're always going to have a reason or excuse to talk. But I went in his phone once, and their messages was deleted. So I just don't get why you deleting messages if it's nothing to hide.
That is a good point. Have you ever went to either one of them and confronted them about your suspicions?
I more so confronted Keandre about it. He always just like shrugs it off as like I'm being insecure and that I'm hurt because of my previous relationship and that I need to not pin the things that my ex is doing to me on him because he's not that type of person. But
Now, you and Frida are very good friends, right? You're very
Yes.
close? How long have you been friends?
for 9 years about.
Long time.
Yes.
Is she your closest friend?
Yes, she is.
What happened this weekend?
This weekend, I went outside because we got in an argument, and I cut my location off.
On the iPhone.
Yes.
Where'd you go?
I went to the club.
And?
I went to the club, and I was with my friend. She was having a party, and I was just in the section the whole time, just sitting there.
Well, are you going to tell me what happened or you don't want to tell me?
I'm telling you what happened, literally. I went to the club. My friend was there dancing, and I was supporting her, you know, supporting what she does. I was sitting in a section drinking, and I left. When I left at 4 o'clock, I went home.
With who?
Myself.
Okay. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
But he thinks something happened
Yeah.
because you came home so late and you turned the location off.
Yes, but I do things to
I mean, did you want to put those ideas in his head?
I didn't want to put any ideas in his head. I just wanted to irritate him a little bit because he irritates me in multiple ways, and I'm not an aggressive person, so I don't really know.
You're passive aggressive.
Right.
All right, well, let's meet your best friend, Frida.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Are you serious
I
right now?
am serious, because y'all are weird.
So you gonna bring me all the way out here when you could have just talked to me about
There was no talking about it at home because y'all were already keeping secrets. So
Who
clearly,
is keeping secrets? Who's keeping
y'all
secrets?
didn't want to mention it in the video, but if y'all want me to mention it, I will.
Go ahead.
At one date. One day.
That was at that point.
Yeah, it's funny.
At that point.
It's funny because they didn't say in the video that they didn't say in the video that after that one
It's
day.
irrelevant.
That's not
It's
irrelevant, but I should have knew
irrelevant.
that y'all was your house.
How am I supposed to know that y'all was finna go and be together
It's
for
not
real?
about
Like, what the
knowing,
fuck?
but when you introduce me to a man, you don't want to say you like.
Girl, you could have put that together.
No, ain't no putting it together when you said y'all
How
had
did
one
you
day.
find out that they
Because in his group chat, I don't know, his friends or whatever want to make it seem like he's the man, want to be, oh, I don't see how you just be kicking it with two girls you on or whatever.
So you gotta know that was years ago, bro.
Years ago?
Literally.
Do it matter? Do that matter?
Well, I think...
Do it matter that she put me on with somebody and never told me that matters how long
When
ago
I
it
put
was?
you on with him, we did it at that point. We after. You said you didn't want him.
Exactly! Exactly! Goofy ass! Y'all right? Y'all after right? Y'all after right? Y'all after right?
Talking about the
gotta
way
stop
to push me
swearing.
and
You
I
gotta
couldn't
stop.
do
Hey,
That's
look at me.
crazy.
You gotta stop swearing.
Okay. So y'all
No.
had sex after.
After you said you were still gonna mess with your ex and didn't want him, then yeah.
But you never mentioned it. So when I did stop messing with my ex, and I did tell you I was gonna start talking about him, you didn't think it was gonna be a good
You
best
didn't
friend.
tell me you was
Wait,
gonna
whoa, whoa,
start
whoa.
talking to him. You just randomly started
How did I
talking to
not?
him.
How did- no,
you
that's
randomly
cap.
started back talking
That's
to
cap.
him.
Okay.
Yes, you
but,
did.
But listen, did you at any point go to your friend and say, you know, before...
No, because at that point it was awkward.
right.
They was already talking.
Right. But don't you understand, like, you
I
maybe
can
you
see
should
her
have
being
said...
mad about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I guess we got a communication issue. Because the same way she didn't say nothing to me, she blindsided me with this whole little show. I didn't feel comfortable telling her after she already said she wasn't finna start talking to him. We slept with each other, but I thought that was over with them.
Right. Was
Then-
it just one time?
It was one time, yeah.
Okay. Can you stay in this relationship and be friends with your best friend, knowing that at one point she slept with the guy that you're with?
I don't even know. This
Yeah. That's tough.
the friendship was
At this
already
point,
kind of
the
just
friendship
like
already
going down
over
the drain
because-
anyway, so
You have no desires for DeAndre?
No, he not even my type, for real.
Do you feel awkward now being friends with
I
her?
feel uncomfortable, yeah, because I just feel like this the type of thing that you talk to somebody about first before. If you feeling this type of way every single day and then you coming home in my face being cool every single
When
day.
did you discover that they slept together?
September, something
And
like that.
this has been eating away at you since then.
I brought it up to him just because, like I said,
Did he admit it?
No, he was saying that they was just talking about the fact that he went out with her and stuff like that and was trying to deny, but
I ain't
All right,
never
well,
deny it. When she asked me, I said yes.
Let's meet Keandre.
This is crazy.
What are we doing here, Sydney? Sydney, what we doing here?
I don't know what we do until after this test.
What we
'cause
doing? Since I met you, I've known that you're the woman that I love, the woman that I want to be with. You the same woman that I proposed to. What are we doing here?
You proposed to me, and then when we got back to Chicago, it was like it never happened.
What do you mean it never happened?
You don't even acknowledge that I'm your fiance.
Why do the world have to know what me and you got going on? Why are we even here? Why are we even here?
Like, what do you mean?
Everybody know you my woman. Why are we even here?
Everybody knows I'm your woman, but you don't act like it.
I don't understand it. Like I said, you're the woman I love. I want to be with. We have a connection physically, mentally, and spiritually. Me and Frida are compatible music-wise. That's it. That's it.
Well, after all of this, y'all not finna be compatible nothing-wise if we're gonna be together.
Girl, I don't give
Nothing-wise.
Me and her have songs together. You know
Okay,
that
and
we
I
have to
don't
do.
care.
You know that we have to
And
do
I don't
business.
care.
So why are you acting like that?
You're not making no money off of that, so it's not business.
What do you mean?
So we just get paid. We just get paid on the town for performing.
Wait, this ain't something I just rolled out of bed and start doing it. You know that.
So, you know, at one point you were colleagues or, you know,
Yes.
doing the music stuff.
Yes.
And at some point you start dating her, you guys break up, and something did happen between you and Frida.
No, initially I tried to pursue Sydney, but Sydney still had a situation
Oh,
going on.
right. And then you slept with her.
And then, yes, that's when me
One
and-
time.
One time.
Yeah.
One time.
And when you got together with her, you didn't feel the need to say, you know, I got to tell you something, I had slept with Frida.
You know, initially my thought was like, you know, y'all best friends. Like, at some point I'm thinking that's something that y'all gonna discuss. But apparently the conversation
I mean,
never
I
happened.
got to be honest with you, I agree with you.
Thank you. Like, you know, that's
like-
a conversation I thought that they would have.
Yeah,
like, you know?
but yes, it's a conversation, because I'm agreeing with you, but you also need to, if they don't have the conversation, you got to make sure she knows.
Okay, but Steve, how do I bring up like, hey, Sydney, how's your day going?
I slept with your best
slept
friend.
with your best
Yeah,
friend.
it's hard. It's
how
hard.
do you do that?
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
Well, I'm sure
not
it's not
easy.
right now.
It's not easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not easy when you wait 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months.
But
Y'all been friends for 8 years.
okay. You don't want people to know that you're engaged?
It's not that I don't want people to know, Steve. I'm a private person.
His mom didn't even know. We went to his mom's house and she was like, "What's that on your finger?"
Why does my mom have to know if
Oh,
me and
come
you
on,
know?
man.
If me and you know.
What?
Like I said, I'm an entertainer at the end of the day. I have an image to
Yeah,
keep up.
but-
I can't do what I do with a ring on my finger. Like,
Yeah, but
but
listen,
I did what I did. I got on one knee and I proposed to this
But
woman.
your mom, you tell your mom you're engaged. What do you think about that? He does.
I just feel like all this is a reflection of what's going on in their relationship, and she's projecting it on me. I have never done no snake stuff to my friend. I ain't never go behind her back. I ain't never take nothing from her, spoke down on her, nothing.
And you guys are from Chicago?
I'm from Chicago.
Oh, I love it. We asked you, Sydney, while in a relationship with Keandre, did you have sexual intercourse with any other men besides him? You answered no. While in a relationship with Keandre, did you have sexual contact with any other men besides him? You answered no. The results came back the same to each of those two questions, and it came back that Sydney told the truth. While Sydney and Keandre have been in a relationship, have you and Keandre had sexual intercourse? You answered no. While Sydney and Keandre have been in a relationship, have you and Keandre had sexual contact? You answered no. The results came back the same to each of those two questions, and it came back that Frida told the truth.
Period. Period. I would never do nothing like that. Be for real. You know me. You know my body.
Now, knowing that she didn't have sex with him while you were in a relationship with him, can you guys be friends?
When we first started back talking, I definitely feel like y'all both weird for not saying nothing. I don't know. Do y'all want me to thank y'all for not having sex again while we were in a relationship? I don't know, but I'm glad y'all didn't. That's all I gotta say to that is I'm glad y'all didn't.
I'm just saying, how you expect more out of me than your 8-year friend?
Well,
I just don't know.
I'll be the
I just
one to
don't know.
say I was wrong for that. You know my communication
And
is
that's all I
terrible.
wanted. And that's all I wanted.
That's all I wanted. I would have never wanted to think that you would do something like that to me. I love you.
wouldn't.
I love you. You're my family.
While in a relationship with Sydney, did you have sexual contact with Frida? You answered no. While in a relationship with Sydney, did you have sexual intercourse with Frida? You answered no. While in a relationship with Sydney, did you have sexual contact with any other woman besides her? You answered no. While in a relationship with Sydney, did you have sexual intercourse with any other woman besides her? You answered no. Results came back all the same. And it came back that Keandre told the truth.
Right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Come on now, can I? Give me a kiss. You my woman, I love you.
I love you too.
You don't seem very happy.
I am happy. It's just that all the secrets and him being like when all I want is some reassurance, I asked him why he deletes stuff. He say cause he can. I asked him why he don't tell me stuff. He say cause he don't have to. Like, why do you have to be like that?
It's my phone. It's my life. And they just said I was telling the truth. So what else do you want from me?
But you do understand if you're in a relationship and you're asking a woman to marry you, that you do need to be a little more upfront and honest with her,
And I get
right?
that, but I also need a woman who's receptive to who I am and what I do. At the end of the day, I'm an entertainer, and you knew that when you met me.
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna be receptive to who I am and what I do and what my business consists of,
I mean, when
then
it
what are
comes
we
down
doing?
to it, he's faithful to you. So that's a good thing, right?
Yes.
All right, well, I hope it works out for you. Good luck. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. When Natasha was just 12 years old, a much older man forced her into a life of prostitution. Eventually, this lifestyle became all she knew, and Natasha chose to continue selling herself to survive. That is, until she met Zebediah. She says he is the first man who truly loved her. But they're here today because he thinks Natasha has been selling her body behind his back. Take a look. Natasha, did you prostitute yourself to bail Zebediah out of jail last month?
Yes, Steve, I did prostitute myself to bail him out. I waited 2 days, and I spoke to him about it. It was a hard decision for me to make because I knew that he would think that I was going back to that lifestyle or I was still doing that lifestyle. I wasn't. It's the God honest truth. I did it just to get him out. I spoke to him and I told him I was going to go meet this person, go make it. His bond was $350. I went and met that person. I got the money. I went home. I told him about it. He knew about that situation, and it was just to get him out. It was not going back to that lifestyle. I have not been cheating on him. Escorting while I was with him or before that. It was just that one time just to get him out.
How long had you stopped doing it before you did that to get him out on bail?
About 8 months now it's been.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When you stopped for those 8 months, and I think what happened to you is horrible. You were a young child. Men abused you. Men used you. You know, they controlled the child.
Yes.
And so you got caught up in this life, which is very unfortunate. When you didn't do it for 8 months, how did that feel to you? Is that like a relief? Do you feel like, God, I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore?
It was a relief on every aspect that you could believe, that I didn't have to lay on my back. I had a man that would provide. If I needed or wanted anything, he would provide. All I had to do was ask. I really didn't know who I was. I didn't know my self-value, my self-worth at that time until I met Zebediah.
So it had to be incredibly hard for you. You love Zebediah, and you don't want him to stay in jail. It had to be hard for you to go do that.
It was hard. I didn't have a job. It was the only thing that I knew that was quick enough for me to get the money to get him home. It was not on no selfish intent. It's not something that I want to do. I don't want to prostitute.
When you told him you were going to go do this to get him out on bail, and you told him, I did it, I got the money, how did he react to that?
When I mentioned it to him over the phone, he didn't really want me to do it. But I told him, like, I wanted you home, and you wanted to be home. You don't want to be in there. I didn't want you staying there, so it was the only way that I knew I could get that money for him to get home. Everyone that told him they was going to get him, they didn't do it, Steve. So I and Natasha decided to do it. It's not something that I'm proud of. Yeah, I know it was going to cause friction in our relationship
Because now he thinks that you never gave it up.
Yeah, and that's something that is crazy as hell because I gave it up. I honestly gave it up. There's nobody that I want to be with more besides Zebediah. Prostituting and having sex for fast money is not what I want.
Now, because of this, Zebediah says that he checks your GPS and shows that you're around town, that you're at parks, alleyways, abandoned buildings.
That is not true. For one, anybody knows, internet, Google, internet, any type of technology is not always accurate. It's not. You cannot say, I'm sitting here with you right now. It could be my GPS location would say I'm at Target, but I'm sitting right here. It's not always accurate. I'm not in none of them places that he think that I'm at. All right. I'm not even studying.
They're choosing, I think that
I really don't care about what they say.
But they're saying,
if I'm lying, bitch, you're lying. Excuse my language, but
that's okay.
Like, this is not it. And I understand whatever y'all got to do, whatever you get, whatever. Yeah. But my truth is my truth, regardless. I'm not here to prove to you. I'm here to prove to Zebediah Leonard. So y'all judgment don't mean it don't.
Is he having an affair?
Yes.
He is. Now, do you feel that or do you know that?
I know.
You know. You busted him?
Listen, he was asleep. His phone was ringing. I answered the phone. The girl pops up. The same girl that I know that I used to hang with is the one that he's so-called having a relationship with. He's in a relationship. So yes, of course, I'm going to think, I know you're cheating. Even before we got to the show, I had a feeling that you was cheating, and I know my person. I know who I'm dealing with. I know, like the same way he knows me, I know him very well. So I knew the patterns, and I knew he was seeing someone else.
And what did he say about this?
He's not intimate with her, for one. It's not like that, but
She's just a friend.
Bitch, bye.
Let's meet Zebediah.
GPS locations don't lie. It's been multiple times.
Zebediah, you're not gonna sit here and do that, babe. Like, for real. Just because you seen on my GPS doesn't mean that I'm there, Leonard. I'm home. You videotape me on the phone. I am home.
First thing is, GPS locations, you're saying that you're on this side of town and it's gonna ping all the way to the other side of town.
Okay, so I'm lying. Okay, once again, the Jeep, all this that I'm going through, just to prove that I'm telling you the truth, it's gonna come out. You're gonna see.
It's gonna come out. It's
And
gonna come out, and I
just
hope
like
it
you
do.
said, you're gonna be done with me,
So
right?
Mike, so
when
let
it comes
me
out,
ask
I'm
you
gonna be
this
done
question.
with you.
You know, you're checking her GPS and stuff. Like, why are you doing that? Like, you're both adults. Why are you
Because
checking her location?
One
Consciously
day,
eating him up.
no, one day, I was at home calling Natasha all day. She doesn't pick up. Mind you, we're not arguing, no bad vibes, no nothing. We was good at that time I talked. About 2 or 3 o'clock, I pop up at our house. So happens, same time I'm popping up, it's another male coming out of her house. Natasha, is this what you're gonna do, Natasha? This what's going on? Oh yeah, this it. Close the door, leave me outside, go in the house.
Is that true?
It's true, but what happened? You want to go back? No. Let's go back. You forgot I called your phone the whole entire day that day too? And what you told me, you was asleep?
If you was calling my phone.
But you said you was asleep.
If you was calling
That
my
whole
phone.
entire time you telling me you was asleep. So I'm thinking that you saying you're asleep, but I know deep down you're not asleep. You're someone else.
Did you have a big problem with her bailing you out by sleeping with somebody?
Yes, I did, but.
But you ain't stopped me though.
Can I finish?
But you ain't stopped me.
Due to the fact that from the
ain't said, "Let me
GPS
sit in
locations
there."
and from the situation.
No. Listen, just, I don't want to talk in circles.
No.
Did you have a problem with her? Okay.
No.
You were glad that she got you out of jail?
Yes.
Okay.
So why in the hell is you using against me?
I'm not using that against you.
How?
I just told you
If
the
we
part
spoke,
is
if
the
I
GP.
talked to you about it and we spoke and we both agreed and you knew what I was doing to get you out, how can you sit there and use that and say that I'm still prostituting? How?
That's not the reason. The reason is the GPS. It's not the part about that. I just can't get around.
You don't think, and correct me if I'm saying this wrong, you don't think that she's prostituting anymore, but that she's sleeping with other men?
No, I think it's both.
Oh, you think she's prostituting and
Okay.
sleeping with other men?
Listen.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you want to stay with her?
Just be honest. That's what I want to know.
Listen to me.
It's a yes or no question.
Do you? Be truthful with your heart.
It's kind of, you can't.
Be truthful. You know what you want.
You either want to be
It's
with her or
yes.
you don't. Yeah.
It's the question. I can go back. Listen, Steve. I can get through the part about the escort because I know she can stop that. I know. Like
It's been
hands
stopped.
down, she can stop that. It's been done before. The main part is the
Can't
part.
be done now.
The cheating part.
Why do you think she's cheating?
Like I say, I came to the house. It's times that I try to be intimate with her. She don't want to be intimate.
And that's
It's
because
not
I felt
this.
like you was, excuse my language once again, I felt like you was stepping off. You was with somebody before you came towards me. So, of course, I'm going to feel some type of way. I may not voice it. I don't voice it half of the time. I don't. But that's what I be thinking.
So if you both pass this lie detector test, you'll try to stay together?
I'll stay with her. I'll stay with her.
Zebediah took a lie detector test. And we asked him, other than what Natasha knows about, since getting back together, have you had sexual contact with any woman besides her? He answered no. Other than what Natasha knows about, since getting back together, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman besides her? He answered no. Do you have a secret side relationship with a woman behind Natasha's back? He answered no. The results came back all the same. They came back that Zebediah told the truth.
I'm sorry. Okay. That's all right.
Bam!
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think that's the way it was going to go. You happy?
I'm happy.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Te amo.
Natasha. We asked Natasha, other than the one time Zebediah knows about for his bail money, since in a relationship with him, have you engaged in sexual acts with men in exchange for money or gifts? You answered no. Were you prostituting yourself during the times your GPS locations show you around town? You answered no. Have you had car dates for money while in a relationship with Zebediah? You answered no. Other than what Zebediah knows about while in a relationship with him, have you cheated in any way? You answered no. Do you have a side secret relationship with a man behind Zebediah's back? You answered no. The results came back all the same, and it came back that Natasha did not tell the truth.
Man, no, he was lying.
Hey, you can't believe it. You cannot listen to that, bro. Zebediah, I'm telling you, bro. You sit here and listen and say, I did not.
I told you to be honest.
And I
before.
wasn't. And I wasn't.
No.
And I wasn't. So you really gonna believe that? Bro, you really gonna say,
Yes, I'm gonna believe it.
Leonard, I'm telling you the truth, I
Tasha.
was not cheating on you at all. At all.
And you still won't tell me the truth now.
I'm telling the truth. The cases is lies. I was not tricking at all.
There's another part. We asked Natasha, have you had unprotected sex with any man besides Zebediah since getting back together? And she answered yes, she confessed.
I got nothing to say.
You got what?
Nothing to say.
Oh, okay.
I told.
Why all the lies?
Listen, I'm not lying, okay? I'm dead ass honest. I don't know what, like I said, before, all this talking about infidelity that I was cheating on him while we was together. No, I was not cheating.
But I came
I
all
was
this
not,
way.
and I'm telling the truth.
I passed, you failed.
Zebediah, first
You
off.
swear to God I was lying. You swear to God. I
Okay,
told
and
you
I
about this. Wait. I told you the truth about the girl. I told you it wasn't that intimate. I told you what it was about. No, wait. No,
Zebediah,
I
I
don't.
told the truth. Literally. Since me and you
Hey,
been together.
I'm done
You know
with
what? I'm done too.
Well-
Like, get off of me.
You're done?
I'm done.
You done?
I'm so done.
Good luck to you.
I'm done, sir.
Jabari and his girlfriend Janiyah appeared on my show for a DNA test, but not because he had doubts. It was his mother, Sherry, who needed peace of mind. This story received almost 5 million views on my TikTok. And you're about to see why. Watch this. Is there any chance that the baby's not Jabari's?
It's 100% Jabari's.
100%.
1,000%. 1,000,000%.
1,000%. 1,000,000%.
Yes.
Why does Jabari have doubts?
Because of his mother, she's been implanting that same question in her head since even when I was pregnant. She's been implanting that in his head.
But you never like cheated on him or anything?
I cheated on him after I had my baby. 3 months after I had my son, I cheated on him. Not during my pregnancy, not before.
Yeah, but you
after.
can't change the DNA of a baby after you gave birth. Right?
I know.
All right, she says you're sneaky. Are you sneaky?
No,
You look sneaky.
I'm not. No, just because I'm just...
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you got a little sneaky look to you, but that I could be wrong.
I'm just pretty.
So when she said like, hey, this dude dropped her off, it looked like they were just out on a date.
Mm-hmm. I had a conversation with her after that, which the young man even told her, hey, I'm just dropping her off. I was sloppy drunk that day. I went out with my best friend that day. And her brother ended up taking us home because who's going to drive us? We can't drive, we're drunk.
Right.
And he went up to her and said, I'm just dropping her off.
You say that there was a DNA test done at the hospital, right?
Yes, sir.
And Jabari says, I don't remember that.
I secretly went behind and I asked the nurse, could she do it for me? Just for me, not for Jabari.
Right.
I wanted to do it. I asked her, could she do it? And she did. She came back and
How did she do it?
She went back and told me that she went into his test results of his blood and she compared their blood types together.
She did what?
She compared their blood types
How
together.
did she get his blood?
She went back on his file. So
Yeah,
I don't know how that worked. I don't know how that worked, but that's what she told me.
Because I could have the same blood test as Jabari.
I know, but that's what she told me before I left the hospital. She gave me those results.
She gave you bad info.
Yeah, basically, I don't know.
Yeah. So you know no DNA test was done now, right?
Yeah.
He's a good dad?
He's a great dad. He
seems like just off the tape, he seems like a really good young guy.
He's an amazing dad.
Yeah, that's good. Did Sherry ever threaten to fight you?
Yeah, she has.
That's kind of weird.
I know. I know.
It'd be like my father-in-law trying to fight me. Like,
yes, she has.
Sit down, old man.
Yeah, she's threatened me before.
Could you take her?
Without a doubt in my mind, there's never going to be a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, but
No
it's never going to come to that, right?
Yeah, it's never going to come to that.
Yeah. I mean, you need her to keep her nose out of the biz.
Yes, I would really like her to just leave it alone and did it.
But you think this DNA test will probably cure a lot of the problems that you're having?
Yes, it would.
Well, let's meet your future mother-in-law. Sherry.
You're a liar. You're sneaking. You know it's not his kid. You know it. Janai, come on, tell the truth. You taking advantage of my son because you know he's a good man. I raised him to be like that, take responsibility of his.
Well, first of all, you're delusional. You need to mind your business. Your son is a grown man. He takes care of our household. He's a man. He has a job. Takes care of his family, his son. That's his son. Why do I have to lie? If I didn't want to be with your son, I don't have to be with your son. I don't have to be with nobody I don't want to. I'm grown myself. If your son don't want to be with me, he don't have to be with me either. But that's his child. And you, like I said, you need to mind your business. You're in 20-year-old business. You know how old you are? You're in 20-year-old business. This is none of your business. Your son is happy with me and happy with his family. And you just can't take that. You can't take that. You can't take that.
Janaya,
Sherry?
that is my son.
Okay.
I'm gonna be in his business when it come down to this here.
Not with me.
You know what I'm saying?
Not with me.
Ain't nobody gonna take advantage.
Well, let's bring out Jabari. I kind of solved the whole DNA thing at the hospital for you.
Okay.
She was under the impression that there was a DNA test, but you can't just look at a chart and say, oh, he's blood type O, and you know that means, no, it doesn't work like that. But you've been in a relationship with her for 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how would you describe that?
It's a really good relationship. I've been happy. One of my best relationships, actually, honestly. You feel me? That's
well,
why.
I mean, at 16, I can't imagine you had a ton under your belt. So, but she seems like she's in love with you and you're in love with her?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about the little boy?
Oh, I love my little boy, man. It's the little smile he gives me every day. It makes everything worthwhile. I'm a little sunshine. Yeah. You feel me?
When you look at him, when you hold him, do you feel like he's your son?
Oh, for sure. You
Yeah.
feel me? Everything he do, you know what I'm saying? I get a little jumpy every time he come around. You feel me? Not in a bad way, but
oh yeah,
in a good way.
You've cheated on her before?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then listen, I'm not going to get hung up on that because when you're really young,
Yeah.
that stuff happens, man.
Yeah.
Right. But now you're not cheating anymore.
Oh yeah, nah.
She gave up cheating.
I hope so.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I've been gave that up.
Yeah.
I hope he did too.
Yeah. Jabari, you came here and took a DNA test to find out if this little boy is yours. And the results of that DNA test, Jabari, is that you are not the father of
Boy, that is your baby. I didn't cheat on you. please, baby, I promise.
This bitch, bro.
Jabari, this is your baby. I promise you, please. Jabari, please, baby, please. I didn't cheat on you before I got pregnant. I was living with you and your mama, please, Jabari. Please, baby, please. Please, baby, please. I didn't cheat on you while I was pregnant. I got pregnant. I lived with you and your mama the entire time. I got pregnant. Please, baby, please. Please, baby, please. Please, baby, I didn't cheat on you, please. I didn't cheat on you when I was pregnant.
I'm trying to be calm.
Baby, I did it. I promise. Jabari, I promise, please. Jabari, please. Jabari,
Just give
I did it. No, Jabari, baby, I didn't cheat on you before I got pregnant. I wasn't pregnant. I'm my period when I was with you.
I don't hear that.
My period right after Jabari. No, get off me. No, get off me. Get off me. Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me. No, I'm not talking to none of y'all. Get off me.
Ma'am, no.
No, get off me. Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off. Get off of me. Get off of me. Oh, yeah, get off of me. Get off of me. No, please, move on my way. Man, no. Get off of me. No, man. Get off of me. Get off of me. No, I can't. Jabari.
I think I was as shocked as everybody in this audience because the way she talked and the way you are, I really thought that this result was going to come back that you were the father.
You and me both, Steve. You and me both.
Now, knowing that you're not the father, I can't imagine being 20 years old, thinking that you're a dad, raising this child, and then you're not the father now. What do you think happens now?
I don't know. I can't even give you an answer right now, honestly. My head is everywhere right about now. I don't know. I feel like my time wasted.
I totally understand that.
I feel like my time wasted. Nigga been 3 jobs, wasted my teenage years to be a father, and for what? For what reason?
You think you stay with it, Janaya?
Mm.
I gotta imagine a really hard part is that you've developed a bond with the little boy.
Exactly. He got my name and everything, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I guess it was God's plan at this point, you know.
You were right. She took advantage of your son because he's a stand-up guy. He was taking care of the babies, working 3 jobs. What do you want to say to your son?
Son, no matter what, he's been in our life. He's been in our life. He's a part of us now. He's a part of us. Just know he's a part of us, okay?
She's super upset. We're trying to calm her down just for the fact we just want her not to get crazy. Would you mind just talking to her so she can say what she wants?
Ain't nothing to talk about, bro.
I mean, we can go back. Yeah, I know there's nothing to talk about, but would you allow her just to say what she wants to, and then you could say whatever you want, and then we'll end it there? Would you do that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mom, we're gonna just have you stay.
Let me up.
Somebody.
Watch out. That homie's get out my way.
He's right here. Jabari's right here.
Get out my way. Don't touch me. I got going on, bitch. My bitch.
So, what you doing here?
I do. These bitches here playing with me, Jabari. That's not your son. Bro.
Why are you lying to
Bro,
me? Tell me the truth.
Okay,
No.
listen.
No, don't come in here.
Hold on.
Bro, I'm not being
Hold
on camera, bro. Don't
That's
come in
fine.
here on camera.
No camera.
Bro, don't come in here on no cameras, bro. Back
no
up.
camera.
What you talking about?
Okay,
I don't have to lie about a bitch ass thing about no.
This is a scientific report, okay?
Bro.
And there's 0%
Bro,
probability.
that is a lie,
Not
bro.
1%. This is 0%.
Bro.
Why is this lying?
Bro, I don't have to lie about no. Bro, he knew exactly what my period. Stop, G.
Listen.
You play with these people.
How am I playing with them?
Bro, Don't play with me, G.
No,
I
listen.
don't have to lie about no kid. I'm big. Stop playing with me.
Look, stop. Listen.
I don't lie, Steve.
First of all, I thought that for sure this was going to come back to
Steve,
you.
he's
But
the
now
dad, bro.
Oh, wait a second. Listen to me. If you don't have faith in this, which
I don't have faith in none of that.
so
I have
why
faith in
don't
what
you?
I see.
Why don't you go back home
And we gonna do this again and again and
do a
again.
DNA test?
What you talking about?
But the fact is, it's not going to change.
No.
I can't.
I didn't have sex
believe
with
you
nobody
if I'm
before I
seeing
got
this.
pregnant,
This is a fact. This is 100% science. This isn't disputable. This is taking saliva and saying there's none of you in that little boy. You can't
But
dispute.
Steve, how if I got pregnant right when I moved
not-
in with
but
him
you
and
didn't
I
get-
wasn't having sex with nobody in
But you
2022
didn't.
but him.
But you didn't
I
get
didn't have
pregnant
sex
by
with
him.
nobody.
But you didn't get pregnant by him.
I did. That's the
Okay.
person I was living with.
Okay.
Getting, I didn't have
Okay.
nobody pick me up in the house. No, I was sleeping when I was living with him and his mama.
Listen. It's like arguing about whether there's Santa Claus, right? So you want to believe in this fairy
Oh, we
tale?
can take that and I don't care. Because like I said, I've been with you for 4 years the whole time. I've been putting up with your family, your bitch ass mama all this time for what? And that's your baby. I wouldn't have had sex with nobody. Who was I going to have sex with anybody else before I met you?
So let me ask you something. If you took him to court, like say put him on child support, do you think you have any chance of winning?
What do I take him to court for?
Because he's not the father.
He is the dad. That's who I've been having sex with for the past 4 years. I love my ex before him.
I would listen. You know, if you want to give her the benefit of the doubt and go
Jamal,
home,
I'm not
get a
lying to
DNA
you. G,
test.
what do I have to lie to you for?
But because this doesn't match up.
Bro, that
this
is
is science.
He look just like bro.
This is science. If there's
Y'all
anything
play
that
with
we
that,
could do for
homies.
you, we'd be more than happy to help.
Jamal, I'm not lying to you about child, bro.
But this is not going to change, okay? This will not change. This is undisputable. This is a DNA test. None of him is in that little boy. That's a fact of science. She can keep saying she hasn't slept with somebody, but she didn't get pregnant by him. I tried to talk some sense. We're going to support him any way that we can. I even advised him, if you don't believe this test, which there's no reason not to, go back to your state, take another DNA test, but it's not going to change. It's not going to change. And unfortunately, you know, I think everybody thought that he was going to end up being the father. So it was shocking with the result, but that's what happened. And I have to say, looking back now on the show, the mom was right that she saw a young man that was responsible, that's a good guy, that was going to take care of her and take care of the baby, and she ran with that. And I don't know why she thought she could come here and that there was going to be a different result. Maybe she deluded herself, but unfortunately, that young man in there is going to have to make tough decisions. And the mother, who becomes so emotionally bonded with this child, it's going to be tough for them. But we will help them in any way we can. Did Janiyah get an additional DNA test when she returned home? Are they still together? Did we hire better security? Let's find out. Please welcome back Jabari. Jabari, one of our most explosive shows we've ever had. It was, you know, I don't think anybody was expecting that result. What's been going on since the show?
Nothing really, but I focus on myself a lot more. Figuring my own place in probably 2 weeks now. In 2 weeks, probably my own place. Working on the car next, but trying to leave all that in the past and move on with myself. I got another chance. I'm gonna do what I gotta do now.
So you're not with Janiyah anymore?
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm talking to her on stage and she says, you know, 100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000% chance, she's like, there's no way. I mean, I was convinced. I'm like, you know, if you're that convinced, you know, because sometimes we have women come on and say, oh, I'm 50-50. Well, there's a good chance it might not be yours. But she was so convinced. But now your mom is the one who really, she's the one who had the doubt from the get-go, right?
Yeah, she was the one from the get-go. She had doubts even before he was born. She had doubts, but me being naive, I'm thinking, you know, she wouldn't do like that. I do too much, you know.
Well, listen, you're a young guy. She's telling you, you know, you both are treating each other well. You're in love with each other. There's no reason for you not to believe, but your mom had good intuition. And really, I know that you developed such a bond with the little boy, but she stopped it before it went too far down the road.
Yeah.
When you got back, and did you have difficult conversations with Janae?
Yeah, I did. It was basically I just wanted the truth. At this point, I just really want to know what's up with it. When, like, honestly, I want to when. That was my big question. Just when.
Did she confess that she did cheat on you?
Yeah, and she wanted to say we was on a break or whatever, but I don't remember a break that she's talking about. The time zones don't make.
Well, that's when everybody says we were on break when there was no break. What is she telling other people?
That I'm still the father of J2.
Yeah, she's still telling people you're the father.
Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, from my knowledge, like, cause I'm the only one there, so I don't think they know or nothing.
Right.
But I know her family, her closest family relatives, they know. But other than that, I just really haven't been talking about it really, or I don't even know if she been talking about it. I haven't been in contact with her at all.
When you got back home, did she ask for another DNA test?
Yeah, she did.
Did you do one?
Nah. What was the point? That's just wasted. Yeah, let's go.
Big mom.
I'm not gonna pay for it. I got to find you.
Yeah. Now I got to ask you: is there any chance that you'll end up with Janiyah?
No. No. I'm not good for that.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I think, and you're a really young guy, Jabari. I think you got a bright future ahead of you. I think sometimes when you were in something that was, and let's face it, it's turned very toxic now, it's best to make a clean break and move on. So good for you. I think you're doing the right thing. Now, your mom, Sherry's there?
Yes, sir.
Let's bring her in. Hey, Sherry.
Hi.
Do you still have contact with Janiyah?
No.
Yeah. Do you still see the baby?
No, I haven't seen him.
Yeah. And you know, I think it's probably best because I eventually think you would get there anyways, and to prolong the, pretending like, your son was the father, I think you really saved your son from going too far down the road of really pretending like he's the father. What do you want other mothers to know?
Well, if you think that a young lady is not right for your son or mistreating your son, and you have doubts, call you.
So, this story is blowing up on social media. I mean, incredibly. We received a lot of comments on Facebook and Instagram, and these are just some of the comments that we got. It's women like her that make it hard for good women to find men like him because she's breaking that man's spirit down. This was a heartbreaking episode. She had a good man. That's why she's screaming. She knows she cheated on that boy. This episode broke my heart completely. Does she think if she throws a fit, he will take her back? And P.S. Steve, your security sucks. Jabari, you traveled home with her?
Yes, sir.
What was that like?
Just a lot of trying to basically get the truth out. That's really what mainly was, but enough of her just trying to it was like just basically prolonging it more.
She tried to keep convincing you that you were the father. She stuck to that story.
I'm like, it's proof right here. I don't need no more proof. You want to get a test done and get it back, you can get it done. But me, I got enough proof. I got another chance. I'm finna take this. I'm not finna.
I gotta say, she had, for all the women of the 18 years of this show, that was the craziest, most violent reaction we've ever had on the set.
I know.
On where?
Wow.
Yeah, so like when she got back there, she threw the chicken wings and the buffalo sauce all over our staff. It was all over the door. That's when we were shooting it. You saw that all over the door. Yeah, that was her. We try to keep a clean studio. We don't usually look like that. Did you ever see her act that way before?
Nah, that was completely new. I ain't knew where that came from. Everything about that was surprising. I'm telling you, once he ran, I thought it was like just, oh, that's the end of that. But that was just the beginning of it. It seems like to me.
You know what's crazy to me is if you didn't come on the show, would she have ever told you? I mean, you might have went your whole life thinking that you were the father of this child.
For real. I don't even think she would have told me, honestly, because even then, even before we got on the show, I was asking, I'm like, if your son, you want to tell me, let me know now. We can, you know what I'm saying, date it now and try to work past it. But you want to wait till we get on live television and still keep trying to lie. So I'm like, what's the point?
Well, if you do talk to her, tell her if she wants to bring somebody else on, do a DNA test. We'd love to have her back. I mean, but I know this was a tough result because you did care for the boy. Your life did get blown up to a certain extent, but I think it's always better to know the truth. Again, I think you're a smart guy. You're a good-looking guy. You got the world at your fingertips. And you got anything else crazy in your life happen, make sure you give me a call.